Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of the Slim Cogcast. It is our Slim Cognito, and I want to just fill y'all in on the fact that we ain't got no good news for the industry right now, because this past week there's not much eventful things that's been going on aside from a new PlayStation rewards program that's been announced, and I'll give you the details on that. But for now, I'm just gonna have to give you the lowdown on what's been going on this past week and explain a little something that I've been watching but have not completed. The brand new series Resident Evil. So before we get to that, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know that so apparently what Sony is doing with this PlayStation Stars program, you get to gain like loyalty points and gain rewards for it. And what they're saying with that is these points go into your PSN wallet, and you know, you can redeem them and all of this and that. And it sounds like they're putting in some NFT shit, but it's not NFT. What they're actually doing is saying that they can reward people with reward points in your PSN wallet, aside from the real world currency that you spent in it. So now they're going to reward people for winning tournaments, platinuming certain games, likely Sony exclusives or whatever, blockbuster games. And you can use these points to cash them in and probably get more games. And what this sounds like is a similarity to, say, the Xbox rewards program with the gold. And I like that idea because I've always been envious that they had that. I was like, I wish PlayStation had that. So now what you have is a system that's similar but actually better. The way it goes is if you get rewarded for platinum in a game, it's not going to be like this is the first 10 people or first 100 people who did the platinum, we get them the reward. No, what they did is they're going to base it off of like your region or your zip code or, you know, your state or city. Like if you're the first person to do this, then you get rewarded. And it's pretty sick actually. I like that. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It gets people to talk about stuff, and it would resurge a lot of attention into trophy hunting. So yeah, might like shoot some life into their community. So yeah, PlayStation Stars actually looks good. I went ahead, I read into it, I looked into the details, and I gotta say I'm actually not against it. This one thing alone actually makes me wanna jump into a PS5 even more, you know what I mean? Because it would be great, it would be nice. But hey, the only other thing that I've seen as in articles that I could talk about right now is GameStop speaking that the Until Dawn developers that made The Quarry, well, those developers have been sold in a buyout. This the devs of Until Dawn and The Quarry were called Supermassive Games, and the company that also owns Just Cause Studio, Avalanche, just purchased Supermassive. So Supermassive are the Avalanche are the people who made Just Cause, and I believe we reported on this a few weeks ago. So this is something that's just saying that it's been done, and at least the deal has been agreed upon if it's not done. So pretty much that's everything that could be interesting about this week that I could talk about in the news, and we're gonna just let that go and move on to the next thing, which is what I've been watching is Resident Evil, bro. And so far I'm only 5 episodes in, and there was a big reveal at episode 5. This show takes Resident Evil in a new direction, and I like that. Why? Because simply I'm tired of every show or movie has to be about Leon or Chris or Jill or all these people. There's so many characters in the Resident Evil verse that they've never expanded upon, and every time we get a new character that's likable, they die. So yeah, there's nothing about Piers. We hadn't seen anything about Sheva. We haven't seen anything about Barry, but for one game. There's a whole cast of people in Revelations 1 and 2 that we haven't seen again. And what about Barry's daughter? You know, there's so much that they could have done. So one of the most thankful things that I've liked about the Resident Evil series is that they took it in a new direction and introduced new characters that were not familiar in Resident Evil 7. And that was probably the best decision ever, because Resident Evil was getting too stale by reusing the same stuff. And now Resident Evil 8 did it even better and just expanded even further. It's like if we expand the universe and make new content that's fresh, it's enjoyable. So now, the thing about this show, and I'm just going to give you a little small cap of what's going on, no further than episode 1. So that way we can avoid spoilers, and hopefully you guys would, hear about it and decide if you want to watch it or not. So the rules in this Resident Evil world is that the zombies or walkers or whatever you want to call them, but in this one they call them zeros or monsters or the dead. And the way they operate is that they, over time, they lose sense of sight and hearing, but their sense of smell always grows stronger. And they can smell blood. You could be a human being and just be among them, and they won't really bother you depending on how old or how long they've been undead. But if you were to bleed next to them, they immediately sniff it out and they go for it. So this is one of the rules that's going to be important, I suppose. Now, there's more things that are revealed later that I won't share, but the main character that we have right now is a woman named Jade. I don't exactly know her ethnicity or descendants, but she is of the darker skin tone, likely African descent of some sort, and she does a great job. And by the way, you ought to see the hairstyle she got, because it's just immaculate. It's so dope. It is so dope. Like, they got her right, bro. And she's good at her stunts. She's doing a good job at all the stuff. She's great in front of the camera. She looks like she belongs there. So here's the whole plot point that you need to find out as the story goes along, because there's going to be some characters from the game series, if you're familiar with, that are going to be changed, and there's going to be some things that are going to go in a different direction. But in terms of Umbrella, they do exist and they still exist, and it follows two characters named Billy and Jade, and you get to see Jade during her childhood moments with her sister Billy. And she's being raised by her father, which I will not disclose. But you might want to check it out just to find out. So, as they go along, you see Jade is investigating and studying the walkers and finding out what exactly makes them tick. And that's how you find out that they are thirsty for blood and that their senses dull over time. So Jade is out in the wilderness setting up camp and studying, taking in data to find out how to get a cure for these zombies. In the midst of her work, she made a mistake and got cut, started to bleed, and got an entire horde running after her. After narrowly escaping, she gets attacked and then kidnapped by a group of people who are scavengers. Turns out there's a group of people who scavenge for technology, scraps, and other important goods and devices so they can sell them to other people across the world for a good price, which makes a lot of sense, because even though I think in this Resident Evil world, it's like most of a lot of states or places are burned down or ruined by these zombies. But there's an entire gated community type city where everything's cookie cutter and it looks like a medical infomercial when you walk down the street, and it's called New Raccoon City. So this is where people live now. They raise their children there, and they're quarantined away from the zombies. And that's interesting. So everything is different, and they set the stage to do whatever they want with the story, and I like this. So I think the last thing I'm going to share with you is in this, one of the details that they shared was that these zombies, not only do they they are driven to feed and breed like a parasite or parasitic, overtaking of reproduction, but also it can cross species infect, and when it infects across species, you end up with giant versions of those species, whether it's just a small worm or a cockroach or a stink bug, whatever it may be, it will be a monster. So that's one of the things that's consistent from the games. If you remember in Resident Evil 3, one of the worst boss fights, the worm, or you know, any of the gigantic crocodiles and etc. from 2, you get the picture. And that's exactly what they're going for. So I can't wait to see what happens next. But I do have some gripes and complaints, and I will be glad to share them with you guys. Hell, I might even make a video about it. So for the most part, I'm just gonna let y'all go ahead, do your thing, and check it out if it sounds interesting. That's all I'm gonna share with you. But aside from that, I think we can move forward to the next segment of the podcast, which is what we've been playing this week. Alright, so yeah, we started off the week with some Evil Within 2 on the Tuesday, and it was pretty good actually. I was enjoying myself. But I don't think that for the time being we're gonna get back to it, because I do enjoy that game and it's pretty good, and I can't wait to actually dive back in, because it's not bad on the PC version actually. I like it. Now after the Evil Within was go ahead and used, I decided to pull up on a Wednesday. You know, usually we play the shooters, you know what I'm saying, we do the Overwatch and all that. So this Thursday and last Thursday, remember I told y'all last week we played through the entire story mode of Injustice. Now this week we did Injustice 2 story, and it was actually enjoyable, very very fun. A lot of people enjoyed it. I'm glad that y'all liked it. Also last week we did a soldering stream, and I will redo I'm gonna do another soldering stream this Saturday, and it should be fun. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. We're waiting on some more components. So yeah. Then Thursday came around. No wait, I'm tripping. That was the week before we played the Evil Within. Okay, my bad y'all. Tuesday we played Madison, I think. No. Tuesday we played Oxide. That's what it was. We played Oxide Room 104. No, that was Saturday. Shit. Okay. Tuesday was Madison, I think. Okay, screw it. Whatever. Either way, Madison was amazing. I think I told y'all about that last week. And now we got Oxide Room 104, and I apparently don't know what we played on what day this week, so y'all gonna have to forgive me. But you know, usually I'm on the ball, so I ain't worried about it. Anyway, another game that we decided to take a look at come Thursday, because Wednesday was just shooter day, or no, Wednesday is a play with the chat day. And the new thing that we started doing, it's not my type of game, but we're giving it a chance simply because of the fact that I wanted to be able to play a wider variety of games with the chat. So we started playing Dead by Daylight, and we started playing Fall Guys. And here's my honest review of both of those games after playing them for a few hours apiece. And if you want to see my gameplay to check and confirm if I'm lying or not, it's right there in the VODs in this past week. Now, Fall Guys is a very simplistic, casual multiplayer experience for everybody to have a party game fun over the internet with up to, what is it, 30 other people, 40, however many. And of course, a random choice of a pool of games get chosen every round until everybody gets eliminated enough and only one winner is left. So it's basically party game Mario Party combined with a battle royale. And it's, as a person who's been playing Mario Party since he was a kid, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Fall Guys easy, man. I think I played it for like under an hour on stream, and I ended up just getting a victory, or whatever they call it. I got the crown. So Yeah, that was super simple and hella easy. If I were to be perfectly honest, it wasn't fulfilling. It didn't feel like I won a victory. And half the time I didn't even know that I won. Like, I was sitting there for like a whole full like 2 minutes wondering like what the hell just happened? Was I supposed to grab that crown? Like, what was that? So it's weird. And now here I is, not too jazzed about booting it back up unless I'm playing with somebody. I'm just be real with you. I don't want to play that shit solo no more. That's fucking lonely and boring and depressing, and it's not fun enough by myself. So no. But it's there for anybody who wants to play. Now Dead by Daylight, it's still the same thing, the same problem I had before. The problem I got now with it is that you need to farm and grind way too much to fill out that blood web. And that blood web, like, I don't know what to call it, man, but playing as a survivor, it has its merits and it can be fun, of course. I can't really add any more insight to what this game is based on my perspective that would be different from anybody else's review or opinion on it, but I'm gonna share mine anyway. So basically, playing as a survivor, you have to team up with 3 other people and try your best to avoid and exit the area and get away from the killer. Of course, in order to do so, you need to activate 5 generators and then open a door and leave. Your alternate option, if you have a key, is to jump into a hatch in order to escape. The thing about jumping in that hatch, let me tell you something. I only was able to do it once, and that's because somebody else left the key for me after they died. So there's that. Second, this game, it seems balanced. I'll be fair. It seems balanced, but I feel like the only reason it seems that way is because I might be in the lower MMR. I don't know if they're queuing me with killers that's got like all the perks in the book, but I have come across some and it was almost impossible to beat them. So the whole meta and learning which skills do what and all of this and that, learning all that, that might take time, because that's the type of depth. The only way you get to that type of depth is you play that game every day. And if I can have fun with the people in the chat and we get in the Discord and we laughing and talking and acting crazy, cool, we can do that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Dead by Daylight can feel like the game's going a little long, but you lost very early. Am I making sense? Like, if your team lets you down 10 minutes into a game, 5 minutes into a game, whatever, and a killer just starts steamrolling y'all, you pretty much stuck in it and just gotta waste your time until it all either just happens or you get away. And there have been times where I have gotten away solo and everybody else died, which is understandable, but it's an alright experience. It ain't the worst. I played worse multiplayer experiences, so at least there's some depth to the gameplay, you know what I mean? I can at least, you know, chew on it. It's like the equivalent of, it's like if you can't get a good beef steak, so you settle for pork chopsticks. At least you can chew on it, and it's got flavor to it, so it's not bad, but you know that there could be beef around the corner. Anyway, my food analogies, man. I'm hungry. All right. Next thing, we went through and actually played Streets of Rage 4 for the first time, and it was actually dope. Now, coming from TMNT Shredder's Revenge to Streets of Rage was weird, because TMNT was very good, polished, and they built off of 4 to make it a more fast-paced, fluid beat-em-up experience with co-op, whereas Streets of Rage was more faithful to its source material and just going in with just difficulty Like, the difficulty is not bad, but it spikes terribly when you get to the final boss. At least I think it's the final boss. But they make you fight 2 bosses at once, and one after you defeat it summons a fucking mecha and starts just tearing up the whole field for no reason. Like, it's crazy. And they're tanky as hell. And the level that leads to the boss is such bullshit. Bro, the enemies are so hard. It's this one fucking enemy that don't even really exist from the rest of the game. It's just a skeleton that swings around morning stars. But he also got telekinesis, and he swings 2 morning stars at you all over the map. And they're hard to avoid because they move too fast and do too much damage. And by the time you get your footing just to get 1 punch on them, that's it. Because guess what? You're dead. I have gone through that shit like over and over and over and over and over, and it's so hard to the point that I'm exhausted and don't even know if I want to go back to it. But eventually, maybe sometime this week, actually, to be honest with you. So yeah, another game that we played, let me talk about this Oxide 104, bro. Now, Oxide the Room 104 is a horror game that's got like escape room tendencies, but you're like trapped in a motel, and you gotta find your way out, and there's monsters everywhere, and shit's weird, and there's puzzles all over the place. And I was interested, the puzzles were interesting at first, but then I got to a wall that I didn't know what to do or how to progress, and it made no sense, and they didn't give me any type of incentive to know what to do next. So I just had to go ahead and Alt F4 that damn game. I just had to close it. I didn't know what to do. I was confused and tired of walking around, and all of my options were not present. So yeah, I went on about my business. I know y'all hear the chairs creaking. Alright. But the most lit game I played this week probably was One Finger Death Punch 2. Oh my god. Bruh. So for the first time I played One Finger Death Punch 2. Oh no. One of my glands. Oh. And it is so fun and simple. I put on some good music and just started tearing shit up. Oh my god, it's so good. If you haven't played it or you haven't, heard of it, check it out, look it up, and if you like the way it looks, grab the game, because I'm pretty sure it's probably super cheap. So yeah, One Finger Death Punch 2. Amazing game. And last but not least, this Thursday we kept going on the Medieval for the PSX. Oh damn, I'm not European. See, hanging with the Euros, this is what happens. The PlayStation 1 game Medieval was so good back in the day. I love that game, and I decided to take up the mantle and try to do it for Retro Achievements, and I did so. So it took about 3 sessions, but this week we completed it and got the badge, so that was a fun time. I think the game said that it took us a little under 14 hours. Good ass game, still good, very fun, very unique, and a pleasant to look at, and yeah, lighthearted, great. I might go to the sequel, but at the same time I'm in the Mega Man mood, so who knows. I've been thinking about it, and I stopped by and watched someone else play some Retro Achievements for Mega Man X, and it's got me jonesing. It's got me jonesing. So we might do that too. Now, after that achievement, yeah, I also played Carrion. And Carrion was a game that we started a couple weeks ago, but I did not get to finish. And it's basically about you being a parasitic life form that's from outer space or deep underground, I forget. And you're able to absorb DNA and become stronger. And the gameplay is akin to a Metroidvania, but you are the monster. So instead of being Samus, you are the SAX from Metroid Fusion, for those who know what that is. For those that don't, if you ever watched a monster movie, or like a monster movie, like say Alien, imagine if you were the alien rather than the human, rather than being Ripley. You yourself get to go around this entire facility and snatch people up, and you can devour them until it makes you bigger and stronger, or you could like hijack their minds by inserting one of your tentacles into the body, or you know, it's a lot of options. You know, you can grow spikes on your entire body, you know, form a shield with liquid around the externals of your body. It's just really good. It's really good. So if you like a Metroidvania and something with a little bit of different twist, I'd recommend Carrion. It was actually great. I didn't get a chance to beat it on stream, but I did do so off stream. The ending was somewhat interesting, but the overall story for the entire game is so vague that you either don't care or you just don't know what the hell is going on if you do care. So I can't really like shed too much light on the plot, but I say it was fun to play and very intuitive. Super smart puzzles and things. So yeah, y'all know I like them puzzles. Anywho's, yeah, that was Carrion. I did that and the Christmas DLC. They were both basically what they were, and enjoyable. Can't wait to see if they make a sequel. Hopefully they'll be able to expand on story and things, because this is an indie game, so it's a given that they wouldn't have the resources to hire a writer and, you know, director and all these other things to make sure that it has these aspects. But the gameplay is solid and they did a great job. So yeah, that's Carrion. And I had a great job playing it, a great time playing it. Excuse me. Anyway, that's everything that I got to share, bro. Only thing I want to do right now is get back to this damn Resident Evil. I'm gonna watch these last 3 episodes. So yeah, I am going to enjoy the rest of my Monday. I'm going to relax, and I hope that you all do the same. So, love, peace, and head grease. Hug your nephew and love your niece. And always remember, the channel motto is intentions are the most important. Actually, another louder words don't mean a damn thing. Y'all take care of yourselves. And guess what? I got a little surprise for y'all Tuesday. You gonna like the next game. Bow. So y'all better pull the hell up, man. Alright, I don't mean to be like that. Just pull up, okay? This is not easy. It's a lot, but it don't feel like much because it's what I like. And it's fun. So please. Anywho's, y'all take care. And always remember the channel motto. I already said it. Damn. Get out of here. Goodbye. Love y'all. One more. I'm fucking them up. I'm fucking them up, boy. Bro, this character is so good. Estelle is so good. Oh, boy. Oh, 480 damage. Boy.